What's up, guys? Today's video we're going to be covering the character of Joaquin Torres, who's currently in the show Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and in comics actually takes on the mantle of the Falcon. But first, for anyone who's new to the channel, a lot of what we do here is we take a look at new or upcoming MCU characters, and I give you the comic book history of that character and try to shed some light on how their comic background will play into the MCU. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. So in episode 5, we see Sam give up his wings to Torres.
Wait, yo, you forgot the wings.
Keep them.
And this could be the MCU really laying some groundwork for Torres taking on the role of Falcon, while Sam finally accepts the responsibility of being the new Captain America. Sam will likely continue to have his Falcon wings, but he'll be sporting a new outfit, one that's similar to his comic book version of when Sam was Captain America. And I'm guessing that big luggage that Bucky gave him was his new suit from Wakanda. And I'm guessing that in the final episode this Friday, we'll see Torres come to the rescue using Sam's old wings. And this makes sense because this story has some comic book roots. In the 2015 comic run when Sam Wilson was Captain America, Torres takes on the role of Falcon, and the story actually has some connections with the Power Broker as well. But I'm going to say it right now, there's going to be some major differences between the comics and the MCU, and you'll see why shortly. But let's get into who Torres is in the comics. He's a relatively new character in Marvel, and unlike the MCU, he has no connections with the military. He was born in Mexico and moved to Arizona as a young child with his grandmother. While growing up, Torres felt bad for all the people who were still in Mexico and were going through so many hardships, with facing issues like hunger, lack of water, lack of modern medicine. So growing up, he would often travel to the border and leave families in Mexico food, water, and medicine. At the age of 17, when Torres was returning from one of these supply runs, he's picked up by the terrorist group Sons of Serpents, and he's taken to New York to be experimented on by Dr. Carl Malice. Now, Dr. Malice was a scientist in the comics who was responsible for giving the super soldier serum to patients of the Power Broker. And Malice's big thing is he just likes to experiment on humans to see if he can give them superpowers. That's kind of his thing. So when Torres is being experimented on, you're going to see some major changes from the comics to the MCU. So what Dr. Malice does during these experiments is he injects genetic material from Sam Wilson's bird, Redwing. And just to clarify, Redwing isn't a little droid that just flies around. Redwing is an actual bird. Redwing has a psychic connection with Sam Wilson. But when Torres goes missing, his grandmother sends a message to Sam Wilson for help to find her grandson using the Captain America hotline. Sam agrees to help find him and is able to track Malice down at his New York base. Sam is able to defeat Malice, but not before getting himself temporarily transformed into a werewolf. But when he does find Torres, it's revealed that these experiments that Malice did on him actually turned him into a half-human, half-bird man. Yeah, that's right. So he has actual bird arms in the comics, which gives him the ability to fly. And I'm going to take a good guess that this won't be part of the MCU. On top of that, it is revealed that Redwing is actually a vampire bird. Yes, I did say a vampire bird. So this actually gives Torres an extra power as well, because vampires have a healing factor. So he now has the ability to fly, he has a healing factor, and he also shares a psychic connection to Redwing as well. So he can basically talk through Redwing to Sam Wilson, because they both share the same psychic connection. Sam Wilson then takes Torres under his care and guidance. And while Torres is recovering from his experiments, Sam Wilson gets into some trouble, and he's thrown off a building, but using his psychic link with Redwing, Redwing is able to alert Torres that Sam's in trouble, and he's able to fly up and catch him at the last minute before Sam dies. And after this, Torres takes on the mantle of Falcon, and officially becomes Sam Wilson's sidekick. And because he's just a teenager, you don't really see him that much. He's kind of just undergoing a lot of training. I think the last time that we really saw him was during the Secret Empire story. And he joins a group of heroes called the Champions, which is kind of a new take on the Young Avengers. It includes like Miles Morales. But again, we don't really see Falcon all that much. He's not overly powerful. He just has a healing factor. He's able to fly, and he can talk to a bird. So I don't think any writers have really found a good place for him in comics yet. But it will be interesting to see if he takes up the mantle of Falcon in the MCU. Marvel is certainly laying the groundwork for this to be true. But with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure you slap that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.